Mississippi students are making the grade in a big way. The state's fourth graders now lead the nation in most improved math scores, jumping from 32 to 38% in just 2 years. Those numbers, a far cry from the Democrat-led states where students are still struggling. Governor Tate Reeves of the great state of Mississippi joins us now. Governor, thanks for joining us this morning. So Mississippi is moving in the right direction. How did you all do it?
Well, good morning, Charlie. Thanks for having me on. Mississippi is not just making news now. We're actually making history. We invested in our students. We invested in our teachers. And we invested in conservative reforms. In 2012 and 2013, we passed conservative reforms that are making a huge difference. Everything from making sure we go back to the basics where we're teaching phonics. We hired reading coaches and put those reading coaches in those schools where students were struggling. We also focused on professional development so those reading coaches could help teach the teachers how to be better reading teachers, and the results have been absolutely phenomenal.
So back to the basics is probably the most important part of, just taking care of the most important things. I don't know why it's so difficult for a lot of politicians to understand that. Obviously, you do. Now, these numbers, these improvements are all in for public school. Obviously, we've seen a lot of movement among, parental involvement, homeschooling, efforts by parents to get more involved after COVID, seeing what these schools are teaching. How much has the parental involvement kind of helped you?
Well, I think you show me a school district or a school where the adults are focused on making decisions that are best for kids, then I'll show you a school district that's doing well. There's no doubt that the more parental involvement in a kid's education, the better that kid is going to do. And we did implement we were one of the first states early on to implement certain areas of school choice to give parents more options. We need to go much further in Mississippi, but we have public charter schools in D and F districts. And because of that, it creates that level of competition. And so those parents who are focused on doing what's best for their kids in some of our school districts do have parental options. And we think we need to do more of that. But the movement has been for all kids. And this is one of the stories that I love to tell. And that is conservative reforms don't just help some kids in some school districts. They actually help all kids in our state. If you look at our African-American fourth graders as an example, back in 2013, when compared to their peers, they were 45th best amongst their peers in fourth grade reading. Last year, our African-American fourth graders were third best in the nation amongst their peers. If you look at our Hispanic students, compared to their peers, they're number one in the nation in fourth grade reading. Our Hispanic students are number two in the nation in fourth grade math. These reforms work for students across all school districts. And I'm telling you, it's fun to see, because now that Mississippians are doing so well on the national scale, more and more Mississippians and more parents are taking pride in the education results that we're showing.
Unfortunately, we've got to leave it there, but it's congratulations to you, and we look forward to having you back to talk more about it. Governor Reeves.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.